It's custom handcrafted furniture made by one family. Bill went to the only place in town where you can find this unique collection, the Furniture Mall of Kansas.
Well, let's talk about your furniture, because what I love, it gives you that old school feel, but yet you're able to customize what you want out of this furniture.
Yeah, so this is one of our designers' favorite dining tables to work with. This is called the Classic Table. And as you can see, you can make it have a really classic Amish feel to it. But the beautiful thing about this table is by just changing the chairs, changing the leg, and changing the edge of the table, you can make it take on any style under the sun. So it's a perfect fit for every room.
Now, when you say change the chairs, am I just going to swap it out for a different chair, or there's different textures for the chair itself?
Well, we would actually swap it out for a different chair
Okay.
if you want, but you can also change the wood species, change the finish color, and even change the upholstery to the seat.
Oh, very neat. And over here, we're talking about the different items available for the table itself, right? What do we have here?
Absolutely. So this very top is one of the options that you can do with our Amish furniture, which is to add distressing. That's when you'll see the saw marks and some chain scrapes and things like that to give it a really rustic style.
Yeah, and that looks like it's been around for a while.
I know, right?
Looks great.
And this is actually a plank top too, which is an option that Amish has, where you can actually get this great big thick top that's made of planks of wood. So it gives it that real rustic farmhouse character.
Awesome. And then down here below, different ideas for different styles for the legs that we would want.
Yeah, so what we have on here right now is just kind of your straight run-of-the-mill leg, but you could do something that's tapered. If you want a really rustic farmhouse look, you can do this style here, which has that great kind of old world support look to it. But really, you have so many options, you'd be hard-pressed to not find something that would work perfect with your style.
Which one of these do you see as the most popular right now, or is it really personal preference when it comes to tailoring that part of it?
A lot of people like this just regular straight leg, but one of my favorite tables is actually one of these classic tables where we made it have more of a mid-century style. And they actually went with this tapered leg, which matched the leg of the mid-century chair that we chose. And then they actually did this edging.
Oh, very cool.
And it gave it a really sleek mid-century style.
Awesome. Well, I love the fact that it's so customizable to what you want as a customer. And you can come here, sit down with you, and kind of choose what you want, and then you guys can get it made and put it in somebody's home.
Absolutely. And since it's an Amish, company and made by the Amish, it does take a while to come in. So we quote about 10 to 12 weeks for things to come in, but it's worth the wait. You have a solid hardwood table that you're going to pass down to your children and your great-grandchildren.
Very neat. Well, speaking of customization, up next, we're going to jump over to the living room where we can get you some customized options on your sectionals and your sofa. That's coming up next.
Finding the perfect sofa or sectional can be a challenge, but not for Bill, who's getting some design help.
It's a furniture collection that'll fit any room and any style. We're back at Furniture Mall of Kansas with Megan Jones in the Bernhardt Gallery. There are so many options to the sofas and love seats. I feel like I'm picking out my own sports car.
Oh, absolutely. There are so many options. We need our own cheat sheet.
Our own cheat sheet, yeah. Look at all these different things, not just a sectional, but a sofa, a love seat, an ottoman.
Absolutely.
Everything is on here.
And there's even so many pieces that you can choose for a sectional. Like you even have two different types of wedges that you can do, whether you want it to come to a complete corner like this, or if you want it to do a wedge where it actually curves around and you get some seating space on it. So it gives you so many options, and that's where our design team can be helpful to come out to your room, see your space, and figure out exactly which of these pieces that you need. And then you can take it a step further and you can choose your arm. Do you want it to be a rolled arm, an English arm, or a track arm? Do you want it to have nail head? Do you want the cushion to come all the way to the front of the arms, or do you want the cushion to wrap around? What kind of legs do you want? What kind of back cushions do you want?
Megan, you're asking me questions I never could have possibly considered. It's so crazy. I had no idea there's so many options. Talk about a little bit of that process you're talking about when people can come out and look at our room and examine our room and try to get that best fit for us. How does that work?
Yeah, so it's a $4.99 deposit, but that applies towards anything that you select. We actually come out to your home, we measure the space, we take pictures of the space, and then we sit down and we have a really in-depth conversation about what your style is and the kind of feel you want your space to have and the function that you want your space to have. For example, one of my favorite things in a large theater room is to do a sectional setup kind of like this, where you get a full horseshoe. So you can have 1 million people down there for movie night and everybody can really curl up and be comfy.
Yeah, really relax, have the popcorn, have a good time with the movie seating, and no, that's fantastic. And then not only you're talking about just the design of the sofa itself, but the fabrics itself, you have a lot of those available as well.
Yeah, so Bernhardt has quite a few fabrics. But the great thing about their fabric collection is they are really curated. So they pick the perfect fabrics to offer to people. So you always know you're going to get a really high-end, fashion-forward design with Bernhardt.
There's so many options available, but if I can't give you all those answers myself,
we're there to find them.
You're there to help me find those answers as well. So Megan, we're going to talk to you here in just a few more moments because we're going to walk right down here where there's a collection. What's old is new and hip again, like me. No, stick around, that's coming up next.
Now we've got a final check with Bill at Furniture Mall of Kansas, who's getting ready to test drive a sofa.
We're talking about the classic Thunderbird. You might be thinking we're talking about the classic Ford automobile, but no, the Thunderbird is back. It's classic from Flexsteel, and it's a sofa, right?
Absolutely. So this is one of Flexsteel's best sellers from like the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
And this is a great example of everything old is new again.
Awesome.
So here's this great sofa that was a bestseller, you know, half a century ago, and it's back and hot as ever. You get that great mid-century vibe, which is so popular right now, with the beautiful wooden exposed frame. And the great thing about Flexsteel is they have a ton of fabric choices.
Okay.
So there are some beautiful choices that kind of have a retro throwback, like something very tweedy and lots of different color options.
So with the Thunderbird, was this originally how it came in this color pattern, or is this just one of the ones you have selected for the floor models?
You know, they've changed it up a little bit. The designers over at the company wanted to keep the core of what the Thunderbird was, but kind of change it up so it makes a little bit more sense with today's customer. So they shortened it a little in length, they changed up the design a little bit, but then you have so many different options of fabrics that just weren't available then.
Now, did the Thunderbird originally come as a set, kind of like you have displayed here, or is it just the couch? You know, you've got it added onto the set here now for today's style.
Right, you could always order multiple pieces, but of course things change up just a little bit. The options are changed a little.
Well, you know what, it just really sets it off, and I love it up against the orange wall, the contrasting of the blue and the orange, which you then highlight again with the pillow. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's another one of those ideas of bringing in a retro color scheme. But a lot of the retro color schemes were in existence for a reason. You know, there are wonderful things about using complementary colors and contrasting colors in a room so that you can bring some more energy, but at the same time have a nice, comfortable feeling.
And what makes retro so cool? I mean, I like to think I can see cool. I have a hard time displaying that, but it just looks great. Is it timeless, almost in a way?
I think it's one of those things where those retro styles feel nostalgic to us. You know, they remind us of somebody that we loved or a house that we loved to spend time in. So then when you bring it into your home, not only does it feel cool and funky, like something you might have found in an antique store, but it gives you that homey feel because it reminds you of some great memories.
All right, well, Megan, we appreciate your time today with Furniture Mall of Kansas. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna sit down on my Thunderbird, take a test drive.
Let Megan and the team at the Furniture Mall of Kansas help you rethink and redesign your space. Just call 913-839-8654. You can also go online to FurnitureMallOfKansas.com or stop by the store in Olathe off North Kansas City Road near Bass Pro Shop.